Welcome back to our beginner series. This is workout number 2. Now, if you missed workout number 1, click here, go back and work your way through it because we cover all the basics. Now, today's workout, we're going to be building on that. I'm Clinton. This is Joe.
Welcome back.
The workout is going to consist of 3 rounds of 4 different exercises. We're going to be going for 60 seconds on each exercise with a 15-second transition. The movements that we're going to be working through today are the goblet squat, the push-up, the deadlift, and the dumbbell pullover. In terms of equipment, all you're going to need are a set of dumbbells, and if you do have a box or a bench, that can be used for the pullovers. It's not essential though. So, I think any questions?
Let's go.
No? We're getting going. Let's go. All right, we're going to start in 10 seconds time. We're kicking off with a goblet squat. So grab your dumbbell, hold it underneath the chin, keep it nice and close to the body, and away we go. All right, so as we do our goblet squats, what I want you thinking about is the movement starts with the hips coming back and then you go down. So you'll notice as Joe's doing this, she's doing a great job at this. She pushes the hips back and then she sinks down to the squat. Now, if you've got bad knees or you don't enjoy going to that full depth, what you can do is not go quite as low as what Joe is. She's going really quite to a good depth there, but you can potentially do some box squats. So Joe, could you demonstrate some box squats, please? All right, so it's exactly the same mechanics. The hips go back and then they go down, but we've just got a block, either in the form of a box or a chair or something that's just protecting the knees. The only thing I'm going to get you thinking about, the main difference being, is can you push your hips further back? That's it, further back, that's it, and stand back up. So it doesn't push your knee into a deeper flexion. And that's an important thing for those of us carrying knee injuries. Come back out, you've got about 10 seconds to go. Nice try. All right, so the other thing I need you thinking about as you're squatting is try and make sure your thigh points in the direction of your toes. All right, relax down. All right, so now we're going into our push-ups. All right, so this is the second piece. Now, I'm gonna get Joe doing push-ups off the knees. Now, if you're okay and you wanna go off the feet, by all means, go for it. All right, so with the push-ups, a couple of things I really want you thinking about. Your knees, your hips, your shoulders, we should have them all relatively in a straight line. So let's just push your hips down a little bit, Joe. Push your hips forward, that's it, that's better. Good, there we go. All right, now if you're in a situation where, hey, the wheels are starting to fall off on the push-ups, what I'm going to get you doing is, I'm going to get you to bend the hips a bit more. So bend your hips a smidge more there, Joe. All right, so walk your knees forward, and do a bent hip push-up. All right, so it's just about shortening the lever. The shorter you make the lever, so the distance between your knees and your hands, the shorter that range is, the easier it will be. You're doing really well. And if, lo and behold, we start hitting the wall on this, what I'm going to get you to do, Joe, now coming up and go off the box. So go off the knees to the box. Exactly the same. Yeah, off your knees. Yeah, believe it or not. She's like, what? Off my knees? Right, so the whole objective here is just to keep moving for the full 60 seconds. So go as many as you can off the feet, then go off the knees, relax down, Joe. And once you're done off the knees, go to a bent hip. Once you're done with the bent hip, then go to the box. All right, now we're going for deadlift. So I'll need you to grab 2 dumbbells. All right, so much like our sumo deadlift the other day, the movement sequence is, away we go, hips, then knees, then hips. So keep that going, Joe. So you'll notice the key theme here is she's really pushing her hips all the way back. So bum goes back, and if you can go down slower, right, come back up. Let's go through it nice and slow so we can see what's happening at home. Hips, 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 see the way her hips are going back, and pause. She hasn't really even bent her knees yet. Now she bends the knees. Once the hands are past the knees, that's when she bends the knees. Keep it going. Yep, you're right. No need to go slow now. You just keep going. All right, the other thing that we need to keep working on, and I've got my little coaching stick here. Go down and hold for me there, Joe. Tuck your chin in, chin in, chin in. So we need to have 3 points of contact. So at the moment, there's a big bit of daylight between her shoulders and her head. So head forward, that's it. Tuck your chin in, there we go. That's a nice 3-position contact. All right, so I'll often try and explain that you want to try and give yourself a double chin. You need to tuck that chin in, creating that double chin, but the crown of the head is really just relaxed down. The crown of the head is an extension of the spine. Right, so from that end, nice straight back, the movement sequence being hips and knees. Now we're going to pullovers. Now I'm going to get Joe doing this off the box, but it can be done on the ground. All right, so come, yeah, there we go. A little bit further down, you need your head and shoulders on the box. That's it. So I'll hold that dumbbell if you want to slide down. That's it. All right, so with this one, what we're aiming to do is keep the hips up nice and tall, so lift up. So we've got a bit of a glute bridge happening,
yes.
and so we've got a glute bridge happening, and aside from here, we're just lowering the dumbbells down. Now, the key element here is that it's very much a lat exercise. So a lot of people working from home may not necessarily have the equipment that you might at a commercial gym where you can do lat pull downs or pull-ups or those sort of things. So this is a great alternative to try and get some of that upper back work happening without necessarily having the whole equipment footprint. Right, so if this is a little bit too challenging, what you can do is you can bend your elbows. Bend your elbows a little bit. Now, why I like going off the box is that we can get a little bit more depth here than if you're doing it to the ground, but understand you can do it to the ground as well. And relax down. Good, all right, so that is one round complete. We're kicking back off in about 7 seconds time, so grab your dumbbell, hold it under the chin again, get nice and tall, and away we go. All right, so round number 2. All right, so again, just keep thinking about with the squats. Let's keep our chest nice and tall. Let's really focus on pushing the hips back and down. And I need you to, as much as possible, drive the knees out. So most people don't have a problem with going too far out with the knees. They generally have a problem with the knees coming inside. So I need you to make sure your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes. All right, so if you feel yourself collapsing in with the knees, slow the movement down. So let's go a little bit slower there, Joe. So slow, slow, slow. Right, so this is something that Joe is working on at the moment, is that she'll often, her knees will just flicker in at the bottom of the squat. So I'm just going to apply a bit of pressure here. That's it, there we go. So don't let me push those knees in. All right, so I need you to imagine you've got someone there pushing the knee in. I want you to push your knees out against that person. You've got around about 5 seconds to go. We're nearly there. And well done. All right, goblet squat's done. All right, we're back to our push-ups.
Oh.
How are you holding up?
Good.
All right, so with the push-ups, again, if you want to go off the feet, go off the feet. When you need to go off the knees, go off the knees. When you need to bend the hips, bend the hips. All right, away we go. All right, so a couple of things. As Jo does her push-ups, now that we've sort of got her torso in alignment, what I really want her to think about is making her neck nice and tall, shoulders back and down. That's it, that's it. Right, so a lot of people, when they do their push-up, they load up through their front of the shoulder, the anterior delt, and they do that by lurching forward the shoulders. I need you to really try and target the pectoral muscles here. So we want to really try and pull those shoulders back and down, make sure it's the chest that's leading. We don't want our shoulders getting in front of the chest. We need to make sure our chest is in front of the shoulders. You're doing well. Hang in there. If you need to bend the hips, bend the hips. Again, break it up, just keep adjusting. So the more bend you have in the hips, the shorter the lever, the lighter or easier the movement. It's like going lighter weights. All right, so same principle. We've got around about, oh, hang in there. You've got, I reckon, let's go for 2 more. You've got about 5 seconds to go. Now, 5 seconds. All right, guys, so just keep moving. And that is time. All right, the wheels have fallen up there big time. Good job. All right, so now we're going to our deadlift. All right, so our deadlift, again, you'll have the 2 dumbbells. Now, something that I want you to pay attention to, away we go, as Jo gets into her deadlifts. So you'll see on the way down, it's all hips, 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 then knees, knees, knees. On the way up, it's knees, 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 hips, hips, hips. All right, so make sure you're not bending your knees until your hands get past the knees. Now, as she's doing this, the other thing I want you to pay attention to is that, well, Jo's going down a pretty deep way, and why she's, I guess, allowed to go that low is that her spinal position is looking really rock solid. She's not rounding at the back. Now, some of us aren't going to have that level of mobility. And so if that's you, just go to mid-shin. So as a bit of an example, just about to mid-shin here and then back up. And that'll be plenty of depth until you build up that ability to maintain that nice straight spinal position throughout the entire range. So again, we've got, I think we've got about 10 seconds to go. So just keep pushing the hips back and down, knees and hips. Again, it's just about moving. And relax down. Cool. All right, so now we're coming to our dumbbell pullovers. All right, so I might get Jo, just demonstrate this one on the ground this time. All right, so we went off the box last time, so this time we'll go off the floor. All right, so exactly the same principle as earlier. Now, as you can see, the primary difference being is you can only go as low as the floor, whereas previously we were able to go a little bit lower than the floor. All right, but the same principle applies. So just keep your arms as long as you can manage. Think of it like a push-up. The straighter the hips, the longer the torso, the more difficult it is. Same principle here. The straighter the arms, the longer the lever. The longer the lever, the more difficult it is. Now, you can go with one dumbbell, you can go with two, but it's a tougher exercise. I generally say the deadlifts are going to be your strongest exercise. So if you have a heavier set of dumbbells, by all means, feel free to use it on here, but you're going to have to lighten up for these ones. These ones, there's not a lot of forgiveness in them. How you holding up? You all right?
I'm glad I've got one.
How'd it go? All right, so the other thing I want you thinking about is as Joe's lowering her hands all the way to the bottom, that part of the back, you want to press your lower back down. All right, keep it pressed down. All right, we are relaxing down. That is 2 rounds done. I'll grab your dumbbell. I'll let Joe readjust her microphone. All right, and away we go. Goblet squats it is. All right, so from this end, all we're looking for now, you've done the bulk of the work. Now it's just about moving for the last 15 seconds, for the last round. All right, so we've got 4 minutes worth of work. Again, just keep thinking about the technique. I want you focusing on hips back and then going down. I want you to work hard at trying to engage your glutes. Make sure your butt muscles are working. Make sure that they're allowing your thigh to point in the direction of your toe. They're not coming inside that toe. Keep your back nice and straight. As you start to fatigue, what we start to see happen is your chest will remain down and the hips come up. All right, I want you to bring your chest up with your hips. Chest up, that's it. So as you're coming up out of that squat, make sure that you're not staying cantilevered. All right, we want to avoid that tendency for the hips to lift and the chest to stay down. All right, so we're nearly there. You're doing well. Oh, and done. All right. Joe's tracking her heart rate. She's sitting at about 85% at the moment. All right, push-up time, Joe. Away we go. All right, same drill again. So start as long a lever as you can. If you can get a couple of reps out off the feet, go for it. If knees is where you're at, that's entirely okay. Just keep remembering, let's not shrug. Let's pull our shoulders back and down. Let's make sure our... Rest it up as you need. No, you're doing well. You're doing really well. All right, so if we need to bend our knees or bend our hips a little bit to shorten the lever, bend the hips. If you're still cooked off that, then we can start to go off the box.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, we'll flip this box down. We're rolling down a little bit lower. This might be a smidge high. Oh, yep.
Oh, no, off the knees.
Yeah, off the knees. Yep. Is that too easy?
A little bit.
All right, well, listen, go off the feet because it is quite high. So, because often what you can do is you may find the higher the box. Oh, no.
God, I'm sorry.
No, this is what it's about. This is exactly what it's about. All right, keep it going. You're doing well. All right. Oh, no, we're done. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Getting a bit carried away with it here. All right, so we have got our deadlifts. And back we go. All right, so again, probably like your feet a smidge close together. That's it, more underneath. There we go. Good, so hips and knees. Hips, 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 knees, knees, knees. Once those dumbbells get past the knees, then the knees bend. All right, so hips and knees. Again, this is an exercise you can go a little bit heavier with. A little bit heavier here is completely okay. All right, so we're creeping into the, I think we're second last exercise here. So your job, again, is just to keep moving. Just to keep moving. Don't do anything other than just keep a nice steady pace. I'd like to see you probably just slow it down a smidge, Joe. Keep those hands outside your knees. Otherwise, it's more like our sumo deadlift. That's it. And stand up nice and tall. Get full extension of the hips at the top. I want you pushing your hips all the way forward, straightening up. There we go. And keep the dumbbells nice and close to the body. Hands in against the pockets. That's it. All right, so guys, we've got 5 seconds. Nearly there. All right, pullovers to go. All right, let's get you back on the box. All right, so like I say, I really do like the pullovers off the bench if you have that option.
Am I squinting?
No, I think no, you're fine. All right, away we go. That's it. All right, so as you're doing this one, what I want you thinking about is certainly pressing your lower back down if you're on the ground. Now, in Joe's instance, I'm just going to steal this dumbbell. Can you position yourself further down, please? So slide further down. Keep coming, keep coming. I want your hips right off. There we go. So we're actually doing a glute bridge as well. So keep your hips up. That's it. Much better. All right, so we have not that long to go actually. All right, so about 30 seconds left. Keep your lower back pressed down. Straighten your arms out. Keep your arms as straight as you can manage. Obviously, the more bent, the easier it is. So adjust it, but we just need you to try and move. Just keep moving 15 seconds, then we're all done. That's it. Atta girl, you're doing well. All right, guys, just keep moving. That's all you've got to do. Just keep moving for 7 more seconds. We're nearly there. We're on the home straight. And we're done. Yeah, I got that. Well done. Well done. Great job. So that's our second fundamental session. Any feedback, Joe? All right. Hit your cool down and we'll catch you, hit your cool down and we'll catch you later in the week for Fundamentals 3.